Well, the family of Malcolm X is suing the CIA, the FBI, and the New York Police Department, alleging the agencies played a role in his assassination. The $100 million wrongful death lawsuit was announced this week on the anniversary of his 1965 assassination. It was made at the New York location where he was shot and killed.
The truth about the circumstances leading to the death of our father is important not only to his family, but to many followers, many admirers, many who look to him for guidance, for love. And it is our hope that litigation of this case will finally provide some unanswered questions. We want justice served for our father.
For years, there have been questions about the murder of Malcolm X. 3 men were convicted, but 2 were exonerated in 2021. The New York District Attorney admitted the case against them was flawed and some evidence had been withheld. The 3rd man later confessed to the killing and insisted the other 2 were innocent. Ben Crump is representing the family in this case. He is a civil rights attorney and the founder of the Ben Crump law firm. Ben, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Veronica.
Of course. So, question, Malcolm X died in 1965. It's been nearly 60 years. Why revisit this now? Can you outline the allegations in this lawsuit?
Certainly. You know, his family for now 58 years have always believed, as many people believe, that the government conspired with individuals to assassinate Malcolm X, one of the greatest thought leaders of the 21st century. We know that there are FBI documentation where J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI, said, do something about Malcolm X. Less than a year from his direction to his COINTELPRO operators, Malcolm X was assassinated. And we know that just a year and 3 months ago, November 18, 2021, the government in New York, both on the city level and the state level, resolved the matter for tens of millions of dollars with 2 of the gentlemen who were wrongfully incarcerated for killing Malcolm X because they admitted they failed to disclose factual evidence and exculpatory evidence. And so, Veronica, it begs the question, if they would pay tens of millions of dollars to the 2 men wrongfully convicted for the assassination of Malcolm X, what is due to the people who suffered the most from the assassination of Malcolm X, which were his daughters?
And Ben, I want to go ahead and go through this, go through some of that evidence that came out when Mohammed Aziz and the late Khalil Islam were exonerated in 2021, like you were just saying. What did the New York District Attorney's Office say about how the case against them was handled? Give us a little bit more insight.
Yeah, they said that there was exculpatory evidence that would have proved that they were innocent, as they had maintained all along. Had that evidence being provided by the New York City Police and the federal agents and the New York District Attorney, these men would have never been wrongfully convicted. But the government fraudulently concealed, we believe, at the very highest levels of the federal government, that evidence, that information. They kept it from these gentlemen and from Malcolm X's family. It was information that would have shown what really happened that day and who were involved. We know that there were several FBI informants in the room when Malcolm X was assassinated in the Audubon Theater 58 years ago. But also, it is very telling, Veronica, the fact that they would go through such great effort to conceal the truth. That tells us that there's involvement to the highest levels of the federal government working in concert with New York Police Department. And we believe that many of these individuals are still alive. They're getting in advanced age. But we believe for the first time in this litigation, they will raise their right hand and swear to tell the truth of things that happen, and that they feel these young women who are now 58 years later finally seeking legal redress for the assassination of their father based on what happened in 2021 with the admission from the government.
I wanted to circle back to the two men that were exonerated, because New York City paid a $36 million settlement to Aziz and the estate of Khalil Islam. They each spent more than 20 years in prison. So is this finally justice for them? And on the flip side of things, it's not often that government entities are sued. So you're taking on the FBI, the CIA, among other agencies. How common is this, and do you believe you'll have success?
It is not very common, but we know there's a precedent for it. Martin Luther King family sued the government and got some compensation. Fred Hampton, the Black Panther leader in Chicago, who was assassinated by governmental entities, also sued and was compensated. But Malcolm X family has never been compensated for this tragic killing of him in front of his wife and his daughters. I mean, he was shot 21 times in their, within mere feet from where they were sitting. And so we believe, based on fraudulent concealment, as well as the intentional infliction of emotional distress, that they can finally get some measure of justice, like the two gentlemen got some measure of justice, even though true justice would have been them never being wrongfully incarcerated in the first place. And obviously, true justice for Malcolm X's daughters was their father not being killed so tragically and graphically in front of them. Can you imagine the nightmares that those little girls live with all their lives, seeing their father killed in this manner?
No, I absolutely can't. I know that he was shot 21 times. I also know, Ben, that this lawsuit was filed on the 58th anniversary of his death. What did that mean to the family? What are they really hoping to accomplish with this lawsuit? I know that they've been vocal. I know that they've been speaking out. But when it comes to the bottom line, what do they want?
They want justice for their father in the name of truth. They believe that it was not just the trigger men that were responsible for the assassination of Malcolm X, but they believe governmental entities at the highest levels of New York City Police Department and the FBI and the federal government were involved in orchestrating this assassination. They think that it is only right that the truth is finally known, especially when you think about, if we don't accurately learn and document our history, it being Black History Month, that we will repeat the sins of the past in the future, and especially in the present, when we see so many people being distinguished, so many young Black activists being put on watch lists by the federal government. Well, we know that this is nothing new, but if we don't accurately document it, then it would be as if it didn't happen. But we know it did happen. The government did try, in J. Edgar Hoover's words, to stop the rise of a Black Messiah, to stop the rise of a national figure like a Malcolm X, who would say that Black people had equal rights to self-determination on this earth.
Ben Crump is a civil rights attorney who is representing the family in this case. Ben, thank you so much for your time today. We wish you nothing but luck.
Thank you so much, Veronica.
Of course. Coming up next on Scripps News Live, Alec Murdaugh testifying for the second day.